Okay, I know what you're thinking. Another reviewer YouTuber has appeared to spit out some of the worst takes you'll ever hear in your life. And to that I say, yeah, you're probably right. But just ignore that for now, because I have to talk about how the mouse has finally broke me. She-Hulk is a summer of 2022 Marvel Disney Plus TV show that follows Jennifer Walters in her becoming. Is that a word? It is now. In her becoming of the She-Hulk. And by that I mean she takes less than 5 minutes of on-screen time to figure out how to actually control the Hulk that's inside of her, but instead has to deal with the idea of giving up her life to become a superhero. That, by the time of this video's writing, still hasn't happened. But I'm not here to talk about the millions of reasons why this show isn't good. You already know them. I'm here to talk about how it had no chance of being better than it already is. She-Hulk is the 8th Marvel show released since January of 2021, and the 15th Marvel project in that same time frame. Yes, that means if, like me, you have been keeping up with every single Marvel project since the beginning of last year, this marks the 15th individual Marvel-branded piece of media you've consumed. And that is what's really plaguing She-Hulk. I've seen so much discourse around this show and how cringe and woke and bad it is. I mean, even this guy made a video about it. But I don't really agree. Is She-Hulk a great show? No. Is She-Hulk a funny show? Kinda sometimes. Is She-Hulk exactly what Disney wanted it to be? Absolutely. She-Hulk is just fine. Its jokes are fine. Its story is fine. Everything about this show is just fine. And that's exactly what it was tasked to be. It's not a disappointment because it had no expectations. It's not a breakout hit or surprising in any way because it wasn't supposed to be. You see, She-Hulk was never about being a groundbreaking, woman-empowering, massive undertaking of a television series. No, it was simply made to be made. Much like how when your favorite YouTuber is working on a lot of projects and just needs to post a video, She-Hulk is Marvel's equivalent of that. And when I realized that, I honestly couldn't even be mad anymore. She-Hulk is the shortest of all the Marvel TV shows. It's even shorter than What If. And I don't mean in the amount of episodes, I mean in their length. Most of the episodes for this show range between 24 and 28 minutes. They don't even begin to overstay their welcome, and it's sometimes funny how quick the show just cuts itself off, giving itself the already impossible task of introducing a brand new character into a universe that has already been around for 14 years. Ms. Marvel was given almost double that time, and look at what they did with it. By the way, I really hate that show and will 100% be coming back to talk about it, so be on the lookout for that video. I want it to be known I have nothing against the actors, directors, writers, or team behind this show. Like I said, everything they do is just fine, because I honestly believe that they did exactly what was expected of them. I mean, take a moment from episode 6, the without a doubt worst episode of this show thus far, and look at this fourth wall breaking moment.
Yes, it's a self-contained wedding episode, and if you think this is happening at an inconvenient time in the season, you're right, because that's how weddings always are. But I'm gonna look great, so let's go.
The show is practically saying, we're about to waste 24 minutes of your life. You don't have to join us, and if you do, you're not allowed to be mad about it. So why would I be? Why would I care if Disney doesn't? If the show is telling me it's not worth it to watch and nothing of value is going to happen during this episode, am I allowed to be surprised when it proves exactly that? The argument against this show shouldn't be, oh, it sucks and it's too woke and the writing is bad and the cinematography is bad and the score is bad. No. Somebody reads these scripts. Somebody writes these episodes. Somebody filmed this. People acted this out and nobody stopped to say, why? Why are we doing an episode that literally does not matter? I'll tell you why. Because it's fine. Because as long as the show isn't that bad, then it doesn't matter. As long as everybody forgets this existed in the next 3 months, then nobody's really going to care. Disney gets their money and everybody's happy. I mean, seriously, half of the people watching this show are just waiting for Daredevil's appearance, which of course isn't going to happen until the finale, because when else would they have time to introduce another character into this show that's not just a cameo? And I will admit, it's very bold of them to state that this show isn't just a cameo fest when that's exactly what it is. But that's just what the MCU is. And at this point, that's just what it's gonna be. When you give somebody no time to work, to create, what you end up getting back is nothing. Nothing is what this is. Nothing is what all of this will be. As long as this is the expectation from Disney to put out show after show and movie after movie, what you'll continue to get is nothing after nothing. So no, She-Hulk isn't that bad, but it's also not worth your time. Much like having a self-contained wedding episode that does nothing for anyone involved, this show will have you feeling nothing. And I know everyone loves a nice number score to go along with these videos, but I haven't really come up with a system for one yet, and the show also isn't over. So I'll just give She-Hulk a nice 4 stinks out of 10. And it only gets that because of this scene and the fact that Renee Goldsberry is now in the MCU and is the best part about this show. Yeah, I'm a Hamilton fan. Fight me.